Is it better to be loved or feared?
That's a good question. It's nice to be both, but it's very difficult. But if I had my choice, I would rather be feared. Fear lasts longer than love. Friendships that are bought with money mean nothing. You see how it is around here. I make a joke, everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny. It's fear that keeps them loyal to me. But the trick is not to be hated. That's why I treat my men good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just enough where they need me, but they don't hate me. Don't forget what I'm telling you.
Hey, Steve, this is Goldie. I'm live on my podcast. I'm going to call you back when I'm done. All right. Yes, sir. Bye-bye. What's up, y'all? Sorry about that. I tried to get that in before it kicked in. But let me see. Let me go right there. Boom. That was Steve. For anybody in the motorcycle performance side of stuff with the Harleys, he is the owner, creator of TTS Tuner, TTS. And yeah, so I'm happy to be here. I'm blessed to be here. Blessed to have woken up this morning. My feet hit the ground. What's up, 71? And man, I'm having a good day. And today is May 28th, Thursday, 2026. And my birthday was 3 days ago. Life is amazing. I'm not just going to say my birthday is amazing. Life is amazing. You know, when people, I guess it's just typical for people to say, how was your birthday? That's just normal. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, what did you do? And I think for a while now, you know, just as you get older, there's if you're lucky enough to get older, you'll start to see things different, you know. And you know, my birthday is just not important / not as important as me just being alive. It's not as important as me feeling good, feeling healthy, moving forward, being able to enjoy life, you know. What up, Road King? Thank you, bro. And so I'm blessed to have reached another year of celebrating a full year of life again, you know, and I look forward to celebrating another full year of life in my healthiest, funnest, most productive, enjoyable way. You know, so for any and everybody at any capacity that reached out to wish me a happy birthday, I want to say thank you, you know, for, you know, the extension, the consideration, the embrace, the thought, you know. And what did you get for your birthday? Again, what I want next year for my birthday is to be alive. That's what I want. So I got that this year. And that's all I wanted. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to be alive, feeling good, feeling productive, positive, and happy. And next year, for my birthday, that's what I'm striving for. Anything else that comes along with it in life, blessings, thank you. Thank the spirits. Thank me. Thank anybody who has anything to do with, you know, taking part in making my life fun, positive, smooth. And I want to be that person also to be a contributor to making other people's lives fun, positive, and smooth. That is very rewarding for me. And again, that's a gift that I do see that comes back to me when I do contribute to help people see themselves happy. that right there is where it just dawned on me. The title of this episode, and in this episode, the title was why are people so mad? Why is everybody so mad? You know, why is everybody so uptight? And to say everybody, let's just say the majority of people that we know directly and people indirectly you don't know. You know, people are uptight constantly. And it's something that I've noticed, witnessed, unfortunately exchanged energy with. And I'm happy, lucky, and blessed that throughout my years of life, I'm constantly learning how to deal with those negative, aggressive, disrespectful people. Not just situations, but people. And in some unfortunate situations in life, it's repetitive. It's repetitive from not just the same environment, but it's repetitive from the same person. And technically, there's nothing you can do about it. When I say technically, meaning legally, there's nothing you can do about it. There's stuff that you want to do about it, but it'll land you forfeiting, you know, the rest of your life out here in the civilian world. Thank you very much. Tuned in to soak up the good game. Right on. Thank you very much. What I've seen from my own eyes, it's not leaning just on one side of the fence as far as people being unhappy, mad, upset. I'm seeing this on both sides of the fence, meaning males and females. Let me pause and say this real quick. Today, at the last quarter of this video, this podcast, I'm going to announce what some of you have seen me push out today regarding my motorcycle club. So if you're here for motorcycle club stuff, don't fast forward this just to get to the end. Just wait. Just sit this all the way out because it's all going to be some game for you. And it'll even give you what you need in your structuring if I don't know you and you plan on making your way towards my club. So just sit here and soak this up. What up, my man? Good to see you. What's happening, Creole Society? What up, D? Thank y'all for tuning in. First off with, people. Oh, it's all good, bro. It's all love. Glad to have you back, bro. With people, everybody needs to, you got to get more in tune with yourself. You can't be in a friendship, a relationship with anybody or group trying to tell somebody else what to do at any capacity when you don't know what to do with yourself. Okay. No, I'm going to tell you, whoever watching this, if you think you know me and you ever was stupid enough to tell yourself or tell somebody, I know him, I'm telling you, don't do that. Why? Here's the facts. I'm still getting to learn myself. Hear me again. I'm still getting to learn myself at 54 years old. I can say there are some things in life that I have been confronted with, and I've learned my response to it was a safe response. So when I'm confronted with something like that again, I can recall how I handled it, and the results allowed me to sleep in my own bed that night. So I could possibly use that template. I never use those words. People will ask me, do you know so and so? I'm like, I know of them, but I don't know them. Right on. So getting back to what I said, see, I gotta stop looking over reading that, huh? But don't stop, y'all. Keep sending that in. Getting to know yourself is where it's at, so you can handle a situation. Oh, so that's where I was at. Being able to recall how you handled a situation will help you for a situation that's similar to a situation that you dealt with. It'll help you in a similar situation. Now, for a situation that I've never dealt with, this is where all I can do is lean on what they call common sense and lean on what I'm seeing in my head of everything I'm a forfeit if I crash out. Okay? But we all got this little meter inside of us. And once it tips too far to the left or right, it's a wrap. It's a complete wrap. Now, I'm gonna just hold that to me. I ain't gonna say we all do. I do, to the fullest. And this is where I've been learning to know when I'm about to hit, when you're racing in a motorcycle or a bike, when I'm about to hit my red line. Okay? And to know what I'm about to lose out on. And to know the facts, this no good MF in front of me ain't even worth it. It's not even worth it. That's what I got to tell myself. Ain't nobody worth me losing my freedom, losing my life over a person that ain't got their shit together. Point blank. Because if they had their shit together, they would not even be in front of you causing so much trouble, drama, havoc, bullshit. They wouldn't even be doing that. And behind every person that you're dealing with, there's a science to it on why they are the way they are. There's a science behind it. What's up, Lisa? And you have to tap in. And if you're lucky enough to tap in, to look at somebody's pedigree, okay? To look at somebody's pedigree and to see where they came from, what was their household dynamics, and what did it say? Had someone try to take me out of my character a couple hours ago. Yeah, it happens. It's going to happen all the time now, from all type of different directions, you know, because people have lost respect, and some people never had it. And I'm going to tell you, those are the worst motherfuckers to deal with. People who ain't never, ever, ever, you know, embraced respect, used respect, exercised respect. And the older I get, when I say zero tolerance for it, I have zero tolerance for it. I absolutely, it fucking just, I hate it, you know? And so learning in the situation of whether it's your you could have a friend, male or female, a friend. You can have a coworker. Okay. You can have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. You can have a husband or a wife. Whoever that is of the person that you're dealing with. And let's just say these are different situations. You got a best friend, male or female. You have your domestic partnership or your married situation. And things just seem like it's just edgy. There's no respect, but they're cool. But shit just pops off real fucking easy with that person all the fucking time. And you know, you wasn't built like that. You a cool motherfucker. And unless you know what the fuck happened and how things were happening in that hold when that person was growing up, you're just going to assume that that person is disrespectful. Just as like, hold on. What's happening, dude?
Hey, man. Hey, I got good news and bad news.
Okay.
Good news, it's all done.
Okay.
The bad news is I told you it wasn't going to be like a black, remember? It wasn't going to be shut and glossy.
Yeah.
It's more of a gray, like dark gunmetal gray.
Okay.
So
I,
you can fix that or it's ready to go. It's up to you.
if you fix it, how long will it take?
Probably,
Oh, shit.
I'm off. I'm leaving town. So
Okay. I'll wait. Tuesday's good, brother. I'll wait so it's done right.
sorry about this and I'll
Yes.
do something for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Sorry, y'all, but that was my powder coater telling me that this time-sensitive situation that I've been dealing with a part, it's not going to come, it didn't come out gloss black. It's like a dark gray. So with my experience in this motorcycle club lifestyle, right there, I was at a crossroad. Do I take this part being a dark gray or whatever, when it's supposed to be a gloss black? Do I take that part because I'm rushing, or do I just wait for him to do it right? So instead of picking it up today, I'm gonna pick it up Tuesday. Okay. I've had to learn and be witness that when people look at my bikes or anything that I got, they're looking for flaws. Okay. And that's just something I'm never going to give nobody. I'm going to always come out 111% on what I'm doing. And I share this with you because I want you to embrace that and give it your very best shot to do that. Because you ain't going to give nobody no room to talk out the side of your neck to talk out the side of their neck on anything that you're doing. And that's another thing that will fucking bug people. They ain't seen you take L's, you know? And all you're going to do is just win. Never seen a flaw in anything you've put out for people to see. Thank you, 71. Appreciate that, bro. And so that was you witness to a decision that I make and how I make some of my decisions. Don't rush the process. Always strive to get the best that you can out of something with patience, because in most cases, the giver, they'd rather give you less, you know? And if you allow that, it's going to make them feel and format to them that they can start giving their customers less because they're all in a rush anyway. So now with my business with that person, now it registers to them. This dude don't take half-ass shit. I say that because it relates to relationships and domestic. Um, oh, right on. Okay, that's good to know. Somebody said that you can hear that person. That's good. And so that relates. I'm gonna tell you something. We practice how we play. Remember that. You practice how you play. And that's why in every sport, you practice first. And then you go to the field. But before you go to the field, the coach is going to pick who's starting or not. Okay? But in these domestic relationships and friendships, you always starting. So now you got to take what you've been practicing to the field, and the field is the Super Bowl game every time you get into a fucking situation. Boom, Super Bowl game. You got to make the best decision, you know. So getting back, right on. Thank you, Mike. So getting back to what I was saying regarding, you know, pulling back some layers to know who you dealing with. So for me, let's say me, I don't need to say it, but I'm a man's man. Okay. And this is something that most of these females out there today, they don't know how to deal with that. I'm watching females just fold to the social media world. A lot of females. And they don't even see it. They don't even think they are. You know, everybody's saying dudes are just fucking weak as fuck now. You know, and by saying that, it's sending the wrong message that females are becoming tougher. No, they're just becoming more disrespectful because they have nothing to respect in their eyes when it comes to men. And then you got people like me who don't play that bullshit. And then when you snap back at them, they don't know how to act. And they think it's the end of the world. And they think they want to blow back up. And then that's when it triggers me. Do I want to fucking lay in my own bed tonight? You know, this is 2026, but I'm not from this. I'm still from the 1970s when I grew up. And all I can picture is how strong most women were back then, how strong and masculine most men were back then. That's what I look up to. And that's where my schooling is still at. I don't look up to no, I'm going to say it, none. There's not one female on planet Earth that I look up to. None. Not one. Look up to? Fuck no. Men. I can't tell you one man I look up to today. If I give it a lot of thought, I could drop a couple of names, but it ain't a whole lot of them at all. And anybody that I'm a compliment as a man, he's older than me. Let me say that. He's older than me. Okay. And he's probably been incarcerated before. He's probably been in trouble before. You know? So why are so many people mad? The biggest word, the contributor to that is trust. Trust. The biggest contributor to what's going on is trust. You know, in friendships and in domestic relationships, you know, people don't trust, you know, each other. People don't trust people. You know, people have been burnt so many times. People are being influenced with horrible thoughts and visions of what they are absorbing every day via social media. Every day via social media. People don't realize, you know, what truly a religion can be. Guys were tougher. Guys were definitely tougher back when you was in high school. That's right, Lisa. Goldie, you was always built different. That's why people flock to you. Oh, what's up, Doodoo? Thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. Much love and respect. Um, you know, I hold on to that, and I'll never let that go. That men back in the day stood on principle. They stood on masculinity. And for instance, I know for I ain't gonna say for a fact. I feel in the greatest way, Prince, the musician, that man was extremely masculine, but he had a unique style of how he dressed. But today, that does fall heavily on, oh, he's for sure gay. For sure gay. But knowing when Prince launched his career and his masculinity, I don't even get that twisted. When I went to the Prince concert, I think several months or a year before he passed, I was front row seat. Front row seat. And right in front of me to the left, sitting at the piano, was Alicia Keys' booty right here to the left. I was sitting right there. And Prince came out. And when Prince came out, as a man, he's short. I don't know, Prince is 5'3" or whatever. But you feel littler than Prince. He probably weighed 125 pounds. And I'm sure anybody who's really, really, really been in Prince's, close proximity, you feel the energy of this a man right here. Because one, thousands of women there. Prince can smash any one of them. Thousands. You can say, not my chick. Shut your ass up. You just don't know. Yes, yo chick. This is a man. Masculine. The reason I'm saying that is because getting things twisted up with an image of masculinity looking just, so over the top, just brawly, big, ungroomed masculinity. No. Just a man from the inside out. And that's where I will always stand. A man from the inside out. Where we are at today, don't wait on nobody. And that's part of the problem too, why people mad. They're waiting on somebody or something to make them happy. They're waiting on somebody to make them happy. I'm going to say it's unfortunate that you ain't learned enough of life yet to realize that ain't going to happen. You got to start with you. And I've said this, and I'm going to say it publicly now. And if I've said it already and you heard it, but if not, I'm going to say it to the world. I'm here to touch every fucking thing I can while I'm here. If it's close enough for me to reach it, I'm touching it. This is my experience here on planet Earth. It ain't yours or nobody else's. This is my own life, personal experience. That's where humans fuck shit up. And you are so fucked up controlling, the person, your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, so fucking controlling that they want to limit your experiences on planet Earth. So your dumb ass forfeit experiences that you want to do that could possibly be a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I ain't speaking on no illicit shit of going outside the relationship, no bullshit like that. I'm talking things that just truly make you happy. That this motherfucker want to get in the middle of that and have you forfeit it. And if you just stood on you wanting to do this for yourself, for your inner peace, your inner peace and happiness, you need to move forward. But if you don't, you going to be unhappy with that person. You going to hold that. And there's going to be other things that they forfeit, make you forfeit. And all that continues to build up. Then possibly you end up breaking up with that person. Okay? And so now you're not just mad at them. Now you're mad at yourself and you regret not doing it when you had the opportunity. And now this person done just moved on with their life. So this is your life. Your life. This is my life. Damn, Goldie, why you got so many bikes? Because I want bikes, bitch. Simple as that. It's my life. And my happiness is different than your happiness. My happiness is for me. And however many bikes I got, I don't have enough of them. Point blank. Why? Because my happiness, it doesn't have a top to it. It's a mountain that just goes all the way up with no top. That's where my happiness is at. You never want to complete your happiness. Stay striving for happiness. That's where I'm at with it. Stay striving for it. You never want to complete your happiness. Let's just say if you did, what comes next? You bored. Let's say what comes next, again, you gave up on your happiness goal for somebody else. No. Let me see, Goldie, love how you are giving people tools to succeed. Right on, brother. I learned that lesson a long time ago. Yeah, Lisa, right on. Yeah. So I say all this, but can you be in a friendship or relationship with somebody and both of you encourage each other to strive and meet your happiness? Fuck yeah, you can. Yes, you can. But you cannot do it with somebody who has very low self-esteem, not a confident person, contaminated with jealousy, does not know how to hustle, does not know how to make something out of nothing. And I say all that because that's me. That's me from, as far as I can look back, for me to say that's me from birth. So that's me coming from my mama. Because I know my mama was a hustler, still a hustler it's in her system, And that's one thing also, people unhappy. Because in some situations, friendships, domestic relationships, you get with somebody and all they want to do is fucking change you. Just change you. They want to see you not possess everything that you did when they got with you. And they don't even know what the fuck they doing because everything that they now feeling that they're not digging about you is because of the changes that they're making in you. They liked you when you was shining. When you was shining, male or female, that's when they liked you. But now that they got you, people can get insecure. you know, and they want to dull that down, not for this person. They want to dull you down for the other people out of their insecurity. That's why we've all seen it. A very, very attractive looking chick. And next thing you know, you see her a little bit down the road. She done put on weight. She looking toe up. She looking tired. She dressed fucked up. And her shine, her glow is gone. And the dude that she with, he's even put on weight. You know, and that's where you got misery loves company. So I say all of this to throw in this bucket of why people seem so mad and angry and uptight. People unhappy because of many reasons, but people are unhappy for the most. It just comes back to this word, trust. You know, people not having trust in their situation. Their situation. Situation can be work. Situation can be relationships, friendships, motorcycle clubs, you know, trust. And how do you fix that? One, again, it starts with you. It starts with you being able to see potential danger from up the street and knowing I ain't fucking with that. Now, let's just say you're already in your relationship and shit has just been fucked up for years. Fucked up for years. And one little thing sets everything off completely all the time. One, I ain't a therapist. Two, I ain't no doctor. Three, I don't have all the answers. I'm just a motherfucker right here sitting, chatting, sharing some shit with you based on my own life experiences. But I sit here at 54 with a hell of a track record on things that I've been through, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Point blank happy. I can't name not one thing I would truly change in my life or in my path, because as we all know, the dynamics of that would just throw things off, you know. Being in a relationship, hold on. True, most people nowadays are so quick to bail out, but if the red flags are there, then you got to make a move. They don't want anyone else attracted to them since, you know, that's true. That's true. And I'm glad you said that. People bail out. And that's one thing that, you know, I'm not a fan of, you know. Now, for a woman to bail out of a relationship that's extremely physically abusive. Now, I could say mentally, emotionally, but, you know, of course, that's common sense. Get the fuck out of there. You got to. And flip it. Even if a dude is getting his ass beat by his chick, you know, you got to get up out of there. That's on that. But you've been together for, you know, a long time, and shit is just so sensitive now. Take a step back. Take a step back and just regroup yourself. Guys, that's where it got to start. It got to start right there. You know, you are not in a position to tell this other person what they should do or need to do, because they ain't feeling it coming from you. It ain't going to work coming from you, and you the wrong person to give them any advice. So you just gonna have to check yourself, okay? And 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 when two people know that ultimately you're a good person and the other person is a good person. I got somebody that's knocking at the door. Oh. A good person, it's truly hard for them to break ways. To break ways when they know that you're a good person, you know? But like he said, you know, some people bail out. If that person bails out, let them go. That's weakness. That's weakness. Let them go. Because whatever relationship they end up again, if they do, you already know that they gonna bail out of that one too the moment shit gets hot, you know? Especially if you, again, ain't putting hands on this person, you know? And there are some women out there, she can be in 5 different relationships. She get her ass beat in every single one of them. Why? Because she just possesses within her that type of energy and lifestyle. And she's attracted to a certain type of man who shows those signs. And that's just her drug, you know? Staying in a relationship today takes a certain level of, you know what? It takes a whole lot of self courage. You just got to be strong enough. Self courage, because it ain't nothing that it ain't what you put into this other person. It's you knowing that you strong enough to stand upright in it. And your relationship is a representation emotionally, psychologically, physically of what you put out there to the public. You know, we all know people. Again, we saw them starting to date somebody and they got miserable and they got fucking fat and fucked up. We all see that. And so what they take from their domestic relationship and they put out into the public, that's the results of it, you know? And what happens typically in a lot of situations when somebody break up? They want to do everything that they always wanted to do in life now. That's horrible. So you subjected yourself to jail, a prison system, a dating prison system. And now that it's over, now you want to do everything you want to do. That's stupid. That was just a human being that you were involved with. Just a human being. And you a human. This motherfucker ain't no bigger than you. Just a human being. So with all that being said, you got to live your life for you, meaning I'm not saying don't include the person that you're with or your friend or your organization. You just have to know that there are things that only you can provide yourself. There are things that they don't know what truly makes you happy. So don't expect them to make you happy if they don't fucking know. And even if you told them, you still have things about yourself on how you want to receive stuff that they might not know how to deliver it. So it's okay for you to provide your own happiness in most cases. Now, if the person that you're with doesn't want to see you provide your own happiness, so fucking what? That's on them. That's some psychotic shit that they gonna have to deal with, or you gonna have to ignore it. You know? So the tensions are high out there, and everybody has to be mindful of where you at, how you do stuff, how you respond to stuff, you know, because you can take your fucked up temper between you and your friend or your domestic situation, and you can end up at Starbucks or Stater Brothers or the gas station. And you take that shit out to the streets and get your whole wig fucking blasted back, you know, because all you've been doing is practicing at home. And now you step your ass out on the field with somebody from another team and you get a different response, you know. So I hope you guys were able to walk with me through that. In closing to what I spoke on, I make sure that I provide the most that I can for my own happiness. And I do it because I just want it to be done right. I don't want to waste nobody's time, you know. And I say that because maybe that just might help you learn some more about yourself, you know, or help you understand who you dealing with. That it's just like that. They don't mean no harm from it. They just know what they want and what they don't want. So I got 15, 20 minutes left, and here's what I want to do. Because I'm going to cut this part and I'm going to put it into its own video. Okay. We are in 2026. Okay. I started one down in 1996, 30 years ago. Okay. And I just told somebody, I've been telling myself, and I've been telling people, no, not people, just a couple, you know, 26 is a transition year for me and what I'm connected with. 2026 is a guaranteed transition year. And here's why I say that. In 1986, okay, in 1986, when I turned 14 years old, in 1986, I was 14. We moved to Ontario. That was a big change because my mom was getting us out of LA because of the crack epidemic. Okay. And the effects that it had put us in a position that she needed to relocate. So in 86, she moved us to Ontario. 1986, moved to Ontario. 1996, 10 years later, I started something that I had no idea would lay the foundation for the rest of my life when I started one down in 1996. That's 10 years later, 1996. 10 years after that, 2006, I incorporated the motorcycle club into one down in 2006. 10 years after that, 2016, relocated the motorcycle club to Riverside, California. A big situation of actually buying this building, buying the property, and, you know, making one down a staple in the city of Riverside in 2016. Now, 2026 is where we're at now. And I have been, you know, enjoying this podcast lifestyle once a week. But I knew, and I started that in October of 2025. But now we're sitting May of 2026. Okay. And over the last couple of years, I've been, going through a transition with my motorcycle club and watching, its flow. But over the past several years, I've been watching, of course. But the last couple of years, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay. I love the motorcycle lifestyle. Okay. Now, I say that because there's a separation that I can say I'm not with. I'm not with the bullshit in the motorcycle lifestyle. I'm not with the dumb shit, the fuckery, the bullshit, the unnecessary stuff, the shit that could have been prevented. I'm not with all that. And that's why I do my best, my very best, to stay away from it, keep my club away from it, and keep that shit away from me and my club. Keep it away from us, we stay away from it. So this is why I can constantly embrace and love the motorcycle lifestyle, because I've made it a point to stay very defensive on how we move and keep a good name about myself and my club. And so I've been brainstorming, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, what I should do, and my whole life is one down. That's what people know me of. That's been my track record. That's been the history that I've been building, to be able to be blessed and privileged enough to, have my club, and its likeness featured on the absolute biggest motorcycle club television show ever in history. For me personally, and the club brothers that were in my club at the time have the opportunity to be on the show, and my club be on that show. And my club was featured for the likeness on the show as the Grim Bastards, our same color, everything. The love was there, the embracement. That says something, that means something. And I say that because, there's things that's making me, that's continuing to bound me to one down. I created it, but it don't mean that I can't dissolve it and start something else. I've seen plenty of people start a club and they walked away from it to go join another club. But for me, I've experienced what it's like to be in a one club, one chapter club. I've experienced that. But I haven't experienced being in a club that has chapters throughout the United States. I haven't experienced that, But I have been privileged to still travel the United States with the amazing club that I do fellowship with. But I'm not in that club. I'm enjoying the lifestyle with them. But at the end of the day, that's their club. But it's provided me a vessel to take part in traveling So I appreciate that. But what is it like to be part of a big club that has chapters in different states and you are truly connected to it? You're in it. You're a member. I haven't experienced that. So I can say this because in my club, I put in 20 years. In One Down, I've put in 30 years. From 96 to 2006, One Down, 30 years strong. And I found myself saying, you know, do I look at the possibility? Do I look at other clubs? Do I look at other clubs? And I'm not against that, but I'm against the drama, the bullshit. It comes with it. Even my club, you know, we got low numbers. The drama and bullshit is still there, you know. It just comes with it. And drama and bullshit can just be, you know, somebody not being able to make it. That's the biggest problem we got. You know, that's it. You know. And big clubs, they wish they just had that. And so do I find myself joining another club and just knowing what I signed up for? You know, I could do that. I could do it. Or do I continue to hold on to One Down, MC, and reinvent it? And reinvent One Down, as I've done for the past 30 years. Yes, I can do that. And where am I at truly? I'm at home. I'm at home doing it. I don't have a problem becoming a soldier in somebody else's nation. And I say that because the facts are shown with my club. I took it upon myself years ago, after what I was experiencing, that I didn't want to deal with anymore. When people walk up to us at motorcycle club events, they'll look and they patch checking. They looking for the president. And then as soon as they see me, oh, how you doing, man? How you doing, P? You know, and then they're disregarding my other members. These are patch holders. We all stand 111% together as one. And I didn't like it. So I took president off of me, because if somebody walk up, they're going to treat us all with respect. And who's the president ain't important. It ain't your business. State your business. And we'll see if it has any deserving for you to know who you need to talk to. I say everything that I'm saying coming from, 30 years of running One Down. And even before that, if anybody in here from my high school, I was, always in the front because I deserve it and I earned it. Football, team captain. I started every position I played. In high school, we had a posse called JLP, Just Loke Posse. I was, top dog in that. So this ain't new for me. And I say that because you got people in big nation clubs. This motherfucker work at Best Buy. He just got a bike, 2 weeks ago. End up joining a big national club. And, short time later, he a president of a chapter. And he think he the baddest motherfucker in the world. But we all know, I know who the fuck that goofy motherfucker is. I know that being in a motorcycle club, it's in my heart and soul. I'm gonna check out some of this, what somebody wrote. Couple of things people wrote. Uh, just watching you because I've been in motorcycle club and organization. I don't belong to any at the moment. I got to know about you in the Chevrolet Bright Drop group with your One Down logos. Right on, brother. Bro, you know that is close to how it is when you start small church. The mess, the members not coming. I had the same thought of just joining another church. Got to be one down for yourself. Right on. Oh, what up, James? I'm gonna show a picture of James, y'all. He got his One Down support shirt on today. I'm gonna show y'all James. And that's right. Keep it logical, man. That's D right there. But you know, and that's the strengthening breaking point of, you know, where do you stand? Do you stand on me having enough confidence in myself that for the most I can single-handedly rebuild this motorcycle club and give it my effort? And do I subject myself to embarrassment? Or do I find it possibly easier to dissolve my club and go join another motorcycle club? Much love to all the motorcycle clubs out there. It's a lot to choose from. But I've been around so long, I know more than the average person who's looking for a club. Most people who looking for a club, most people have never joined a club. So they don't know the ins and outs, the backstory. They don't know. So they end up joining a club and finding out it ain't the club for them. There's a ton of clubs out there that I think might work for me. But there are things that they might do, they might represent, they might get twisted up with here and there, or places they go and how they move, how they dress, how they carry themselves, their reputation, that just don't jive with me. But I'm cool with them. So me coming to the final solution for me, reinvent my motorcycle club. Reinvent it with knowing everything I know now. And creating a club that's fun, simple, and safe. Fun, simple, and safe. Because everything is already here. Everything is here. The reputation of the club is here. The recognition is here. The colors are solid. The clubhouse is solid. Being a programmed club, being programmed and having a program is here. And me knowing what to expect nowadays is important. what to expect nowadays is important. I can vouch for Goldie's leadership, even in the semi-football pro team in the early 90s, always a captain and a leader. Man, thank you very much, bro. Mike, I appreciate that, man. So with all that being said, today was my first day that I pushed some literature through social media. And what I'm saying on this is something that I wasn't too sure if I was going to get that deep into it. Because I know people look at me and they just, say that dude is one down for life. I can't even picture him going nowhere else. I remember there's a dude, I'm going to tell you this. There's a dude that has been in probably 9 fucking clubs. Now, if you are connected to this lifestyle, you know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. There's a dude who's been in about 9 clubs. Okay. I don't have contact with him at all. At one point, we had contact, but I do not have zero contact with him at all nowadays at all. But back a while ago, and I would say this probably was a few years ago, I had mentioned this to him in the first beginning of my thoughts of probably looking at another club. To my surprise, this dude went berserk in a certain type of way. No, he didn't go. He was just like, what? He's like, man, fuck no. No. He was so fucking against it. And I'm glad he voiced it, but I was surprised to hear that from him as what we would call a club hopper. But I'm sure he would get offended by that phrase. But he's been in several different clubs trying to find something that works for him. But I was surprised to hear him say that. He said, somebody said, yes, we all know. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, again, that person coming from him telling me, don't let this go. I was surprised, and in my opinion, for all the bad choices that person done made, he gave me good advice that still sticks with me, And I would say there's probably plenty of people who probably feel that same way. But that's somebody that I told probably the first. And that's somebody who I thought would give me the encouragement because he's a club hopper to do it. So 2026 is my goal to, reinvent One Down MC with, a structure, a game plan for membership that will embrace certain people. These are people who either you know about the lifestyle or you don't. And that's just the 2 categories. But I just say that so you know. And you know the difference in this club and what this club has to offer. We're not under no organization. We're not under no association. And what that means is we do what we want to do. We go where we want to go, when we want to go. We are good with all clubs. We are good with black clubs, Mexican clubs, white clubs. Our name is clean. I just say rebuild One Down is one of a kind. So what about low key, keep one down going. Thank you, Spot Bill. Sorry, I was stuttering when I was reading that. And people to know that this is a club that is ran with class. It's a club with class. I'm not going to say ran with class. This is a club with class. This is a club that moves forward with respect. This is a club that we ain't in no competition with nobody. We don't give a fuck, never have, what no other club is doing and how they doing it. We don't give two shits. You know, if we go to somebody's event, it's simply because we chose to go, not because we went to theirs and we want y'all to come to ours. Not at all. We done did everybody a favor, and you know what? We don't have events. Simple as that. We got fellowship every other Friday night, and that's just where, hey, we kick it and, you know, fellowship. But this barter system, we don't get involved with it. And this thing that people do, let me see, with you know, throwing annual events, that's a beautiful thing. Okay. But I have not and will not ever get involved with anything that questions the financial trust of One Down MC. I've never played with money, and I'll never play with people's money. You know, one of the biggest, amazing events on the set was January 2011 when I threw a big party at our clubhouse in Ontario. Huge. Everybody showed up, you know. And for those of you who were there and took part, you remember that. And I didn't charge a penny. It was a blessing to have a relationship with so many people. We wanted to give back. Come celebrate with us. You know, didn't charge nothing. That's how I feel, you know. That's just how I do stuff. And you have other clubs that have to do stuff to generate revenue. So be it. This thing that people say, you know, man, I ain't just got the time, man, to really dedicate to a club. You know, when they say that, they just looking at, fuck, that's the rest of my life, you know. Now that I'm 54 years old, ain't nobody doing shit for life. I am, but I ain't going to expect that out of nobody else, you know. So for me, with One Down, I'll say it publicly. You come this way, I'm just looking for 5 years. Just give the club 5 years, okay? And I'll even help you realize how quick 5 years is. You know, look how near COVID feel like it was when we was on the lockdown. That was over 5 years ago. Over 5 years ago. So to keep it transparent and solid, this is what I'm going to push for membership with my club. Just give us 5 years. After the 5 years is done, you can walk. You can walk from it with of course, no hard feelings. You served your 5 years. If life, your domestic relationship, work, kids have not become a factor and you want to continue after your 5 years, then bring it. But at 5 years, you can walk. And I embrace you for giving me and this club 5 years of your life. And if you got to move on, so be it. If you move on to another club, I'm good with that because you gave us 5. And that's a good thing. And I, like I tell people, these motorcycle clubs, they're relationships, okay? And not everybody is made to be in a long relationship. Some people hop relationships. And then you got people who hop club relationships. And so for me, this is what I've learned and what I'm going to bring to the table and being fair with it. Give us 5 years and we good. And if you want to keep rocking after that, we keep rocking. And so what I will come up with is the decision after 5 years, you know, to go, if you stay, you staying for another 5, or after you give your 5, you know, we just go year for year. And this is me just being real with it. I'm here for life. I am. Now, if I ever get some cats that want to stand on that, then hey, just rock it 5 years at a time. You know, this is a club that has everything. But there's too many people out there who are just finding themselves intimidated for whatever reasons. And I'm going to say this, and I am thankful and blessed that the spirits have protected us. And I pray that the spirits continue to bless us. This is a motorcycle club. And as well as One Down, the umbrella, 20 years and 30 years, never, ever, ever has anyone in my club never passed away. We've never had not one death, ever. Never, ever, ever had a club funeral. I'm blessed and thankful for that. Never, ever, ever has a member ever caught a criminal charge ever while being in my club. Never. And I'm proud of that, and I'm happy for it. I say that because it means something to me. I say that because as a president and founder of this club, I get knee-deep involved with where are we going, who's going to be there. And I do everything I can to avoid conflict, bullshit, drama, dumb shit. I don't need it. I don't want it. And I don't want nobody in my club stumbling on that. Like I tell people in my club, listen to me how I'm saying this. I don't ever want to meet your mama or your daddy. I don't ever want to meet them. Because technically, in most cases, that's when shit got twisted up. Okay? I tell people, when you walk through this door at the clubhouse, the light goes on. This is one downtime. Leave all your personal, family, work, shit out this club life. Leave it out. I don't bring mine to the club. I never have. I never will. So this club is a sacred ground. And I'm a president that throughout all these years, if you ever meet anybody who was in my club, you ask them, your prayers ever come to your house? They're gonna say, nope. I don't get involved with people's personal shit. I don't need to go to your house. I don't want to go to your house. My lifestyle with you, the primary is here in one down. That's my concern. If you have a personal issue outside of this club that you want to ask my advice on or something like that, I'll chat with you. But I am not directly interested in what's going on with your life. I tell people, handle your fucking work life, handle your domestic life, keep that shit out this fucking club. Keep it out of the club. When you come to one down, man, just know when you wake up on that Sunday, oh, that's the holiday. Every Sunday, it's the holiday. I look forward to it every fucking Sunday. 52 holiday Sundays a year, And so with that being said, I've learned that, and I respect it, people got jobs. People got jobs Monday through Friday, and some people work Saturday, So your only obligation is just a Sunday. That's it. 4 days out the month. 4. We got a mandatory, but the other Sundays, technically it ain't mandatory, but it's mandatory in your heart. Okay? It's something you should look forward to every fucking Sunday. No matter what you planning, your Sunday is called one down. It's called one down. So this club, I want to market this to people who really got their shit together. Not the person who wants to be out there on the set, jumping around, going to different clubhouses and events every night, every other night. If you want that, I'll point you to those clubs, where to go. This is for people who got responsibilities. They truly do. And they want to be part of a mature club that truly gets together on a Sunday and go fellowship. Okay? And Sunday, the whole day, the night, you dedicate that to your club. You dedicate that to your club. If you're single and you're not in a domestic relationship with nobody, you call your own shots. Okay? You're a grown-ass adult. If you are in a relationship, okay, and you are a grown-up, what the fuck you look like not being able to say, I'll be with my club today? This person you dating is just another human being. If they got jealousy problems, then that's going to keep you from even reaching out to one down. But don't reach out knowing this jealous ass person you seeing is going to eventually put you in some type of ultimatum situation or some bullshit like that. This is for people who really standing on a man. This is an all man's club. Okay. But I say this. Something that has never been done is in the makings, point blank. Something that's never been done. Okay. I desire for my club to be recognized, respected, and acknowledged for being a cool club, point blank. You know, if you're looking for a club that hangs out at bars, this is not the club. It's not the club. 85% of shit that pop off in club life crack off at bars. So never in the history of One Down have my members been people who desire to hang out at bars. So if you're that type of person, then this club is not a good fit for you, because we do not hang out at bars, you know, in our cuts, looking for trouble or trouble stumped into us. No, if you want to drink and hang out, you are more than welcome to come to the clubhouse. Point blank. That's what it's for. This is a very, very fun, mature club that moves on respect. When we show up, our energy has always been something that's top notch. People know, man, I love seeing them cats. They come with respect and they leave with respect. That's our duty. That's all we gonna do. I aim to rebuild One Down and rebuild it with people that, as everybody want to say, man, I just want to ride and have a good time. That's truly what I stand on. Most people say that after they get their ass twisted up in some bullshit. And that's everything that we stay away from. So a simple club, fun and simple. Sundays is our day. You take those 6 days and you do whatever you want to do with them. Now, in the future of being in the club, if there's something scheduled for us for a Saturday, it'll come out way in advance. Way in advance. And if you are the type of person who got Saturday and Sunday available, fuck yeah, team up with some brothers in the club that also got something available on Saturday, and y'all can go connect. But don't let that interrupt your Sunday. Just bring it right on back on Sunday. But that's extra effort and energy that you putting into it, but knowing you got that option there because now you connected with a club. Whites can join the club. Mexicans can join the club. Blacks can join the club. Polynesians can join the club. When I say Mexicans, you got people who look Mexican that say, I ain't Mexican. Hispanics, Chicano, whatever you want to call it, open. I don't have nothing against nobody's skin color or nationality. No cops, no law enforcement can join my club. Not at all. There's places for cops, law enforcement, plenty of clubs for them to go to. I don't have nothing against them, but this is just not the club for law enforcement. This is a heterosexual motorcycle club. I'm not homophobic, but this is just not the club for a homosexual person. This is a very man motorcycle club. And if a homosexual person, man, was looking for a club, I can name those clubs, but I'm not. But if you contact me and you let me know that that's the side of the tracks you're on, I'll point you to them. Let me read some of this. I be all over California up till 3 a.m. and I still find my way to our clubhouse so I can ride with y'all on Sunday Fun Day. No excuses. That's right. That's right, Gaudi. What's up? Good to see you in here, brother. What if your member or member gets an invite and want to take a ride with another club on the set on a Saturday? So I'm glad you asked that. If my member in my club get an invite from another motorcycle club to go do something on Saturday, my member is going to let me know where the invite came from, where they're going, okay? And with where they're going and who it came from, that's going to determine everything, okay? Because the person who's asking this question, you know just as well as I do, there are some clubs you wouldn't even want your patch holder to take part in with another club going to do something. So everything has to go up the chain for approval. So will my member be able to go function with another club to go do something? Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay. But the way we move in this club from day one, you ain't gonna ever see, you know, one down at an official motorcycle club event by himself. Never. So that would also determine if I would have another patch holder from my club to participate with his brother to go on an event, a ride with another club. So the answer to that is yes. With that invite being extended to the patch holder in my club for him to bring one of his club brothers. Yes. You know, and in some of most cases, you know, if I'm available, shit, I'm going too, you know? So my club, I'm going to put into it and market my club to those also who just been through the bullshit. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of good cats out there. A lot of good cats who been through the bullshit and they done with it. And club life left a bad taste in their mouth, but they're good, solid members, and they were. And I want them to hear this and know that you can reinvest that energy, that time, that effort, that club love you got back into one down MC that ain't with the bullshit, ain't with the shenanigans. Truly a club that gets together, likes to have fun, go ride, and enjoy the lifestyle. And not all people have the time to go to all these different states because they have chapters out there. Again, this is a club, one down, that is a one club, one chapter club located right here in Riverside. And we do not have obligations to attend other states for our other chapters. This is a club that will, you know, service the needs to people that just really don't have the ability, the scheduling to be out all the time and go to different states and stuff like that, you know? So can you be a club that's local to California only for the most? Yeah. Fuck yeah, you can. Because a club, what is it truly about? Brotherhood, you know? So now, us as a club, can we take part with another club and go to New York? Fuck yeah, we've done it. Go to Cabo, yeah. Denver, yeah. But your true obligation is just local right here. Chris asked something else. What up, Moon? Good to see you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Chris asked, I asked that in case someone else was thinking it and wanted to know. I can agree with your assessment. You're usually on live when I'm in the middle of work, so I rarely catch up. Right on, brother. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you asking that, you know. And there's not one question that's ever asked that somebody else wasn't thinking, you know. So I'm glad you said that. Somebody else said, interesting person you are, brother. Keep building and keep growing. God bless you and your club. Probably at Daytona would love to meet you guys. I'm sure as you are cool, you're group 2 right on. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. And I know that One Down MC has a lot to offer, you know, and I pray and I look forward to, you know, building and rebuilding my club membership. You know, people know back in the day as a one club, one chapter, you know, when we was, you know, in the membership of having 40 cats, that's a hell of a, you know, position to hold as one club, one chapter. And that's something that I do want to revisit and live that life. And in a mature way, you know, because that's what people looking for. They're not looking for, you know, the immature immature bullshit. No, everybody's done with that, you know. So I want this message to reach everybody, you know. And if you watching this, please spread the word. When you see somebody looking for a club that's righteous, that ain't got no bullshit, they got a cool, easy program, you know, a cool schedule, point them this way, you know, and especially if you knowing this is a person you don't want to see get twisted up in the bullshit out there that does happen. Do I have respect for all clubs? Yes, I do. I ain't got nothing against no club. No club ain't never done nothing to me. No club has never done nothing to me. I don't put myself in a position to have something done to me or my members at all. And that's the way it's always going to be. You know, I have to make sure that if somebody that came through this club, and I tell people, you can only hold your breath for so long. Okay. Point blank. And I tell people, this club life, and especially One Down, it's going to either bring out the man in you or the bitch in you. That's only two things that's going to happen. It's going to bring out the man in you or the bitch in you. And the men are still here, point blank. In closing to this, I'm going to say this. And this was something that I found extremely disappointing. Okay, extremely disappointing. And disappointment, it runs hand in hand with this lifestyle. And if you've been around long enough, you will fully agree with me. He said, I know your get down. Y'all need to make your way to Arizona. I'll open the doors and your money is no good. That's a beautiful thing, man. So thank you very much for saying that, bro. That's beautiful. And I want to thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. And I know you speak from the heart. I know you stand on what you say. So thank you. What up, CJ? What up, Carl? So I'm going to say this and then I'm going to cut this because I appreciate y'all hanging in there. We had an hour and 40 minutes. And this is something that disappointed me. Okay? Disappointed me. But it gave me strength to stand, to continue to stand upright. Okay? And I'm using social media because that's where everybody's at. You know, if I can fucking tell everybody this Saturday at 1 p.m., I need everybody to come out in person to hear what I have to say, I'd rather do that. But social media is how people tap in. You got people at work right now. You got people driving home. You got people in the middle of shit. And this is where it's at. It's more convenient. So my personal experience of one of the things, you get a lot of disappointment in this lifestyle. But for me, it doesn't outweigh the good. Okay. And I'll tell you, anything that really disappointed me, I saw it in the beginning with that person, but I wanted to give the motherfucker a chance. Point blank. I saw it, but I wanted to give them a chance. I wanted to give them a chance to become a fucking man, you know? So, I can say this. What's up, bro? Thank you for tapping in, man. I can say this. I think this the brother right here who just sent me a on the contact form. You know, man got a lot of love and want to join the club, but he's in Florida. If this is you, bro, and all I can say is, man, just relocate to California, bro. Relocate to California, and I stand on it. You know, I'll help you with your moving situation. But thank you very much for tapping in. So this right here was something that happened with me directly. Okay. With me directly. Oh, he's in Cali? I thought he said Florida. Were you the one that sent in the message to me? Let me know that. If so, yeah, I'm gonna call you after this. If that contact is for you. Why would I speak club business? One, to say I don't. Oh, he in LA. Okay, yes. I'm gonna call you when I'm done with this, bro. Much love. So this happened with somebody who's no longer in my club. And I want to say this without making it look like I'm dry snitching on that person, because I will not disclose who that person is. But the reason I say this is the disappointment is actually something that I learned from. Okay. And what does it fall back on? Trust. Now, I brought somebody into my club. Okay. And in this club life, you meet so many fucking different motherfuckers. So many different men and some motherfuckers. Whether they're in your club or not in your club. And this person, my club, gonna know who the fuck I'm talking about. My club will know who I'm talking about. Okay? This person, if he ever sees this, will know who the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? But it's not me needing to scrub that person through the mud. It's just the back end story that disappointed me. I bring this person into my club, and this person, you know, came to look at my club lightly. Then they ended up joining another club. Okay. And I already told them, oh, no, go that way. One down gonna always be here. Make one down your last choice, because we here. You know, it's just like a relationship. Whether it's a chick or a dude, go on and smash everybody you need to smash. You know, when you're done learning them streets, I'll be right here. So this person joins this other club and finds it to be a bad experience. And we talk about it, tell them, well, if you're going to step out righteously and lay your colors down and, you know, give it some downtime. You know, we did that. Then he went through his prospecting phases with me, you know. And during that time, you get to learn about this person. Is the club going to be right for them? Are they going to be right for the club? But unfortunately, in some cases, when somebody has an agenda, they will lie and tap dance all the way through. But like I say, you can only tap dance for so long. You can only hold your breath for so long. So with this person coming through, of course, I noticed all kind of shit, you know. And there were some features about this person that wasn't going to jive with this club. So these features, we had to tend to those features. Okay, that's done. Features about this person. Now, later, a lot of stuff that I'm noticing, had to talk to this person like, hey man, I don't know how you was brought up, but there's some things that we got to address now because you are a reflection of this club. And I feel weird coming at you like this because, you know, at this point, you know, we in our 40s, okay? And this person is actually a couple of years older than me. So I have to tell this person, listen, whenever you come here, you need to start taking a shower. You need to clean yourself. You need to take a shower. You need to groom yourself and clean your body with soap and shower. And you need to start brushing your teeth every day. You have to use toothpaste and a toothbrush and brush your teeth. And they're sitting in front of me just nodding. And I say, I don't feel good having to tell you this at all. But let me ask you, why are you living like this as a man? And so this person tells me, well, my mom never pressed or made it a point or made it an issue for me to take a shower or a bath. And my mom never made it an issue for me to brush my teeth. And so I'm sitting here and I don't find this funny. I'm not doing it to poke at this person. I find this fucking horrible of this woman to have a child and this person then went through their whole fucking life not brushing their teeth, not cleaning their mouth, not showering and bathing daily at all. Okay. So immediately in my head, I'm like, okay, well, we got a job, me and this person in front of me. And I fucking hope I don't fucking say this person's name by accident. So, well, from this day on, you have to brush your teeth every day and for sure before you fucking come here. And start showering every day and for sure before you come here. And because you do have a job and resources, you need to get to the fucking dentist. Okay? And start that process. So this person was somebody, when you at my table and you under my umbrella, I'm looking out for you. This is one down. We family, I'm going to look out for you. When shit goes bad, I'm cutting everything. You know, so when you in my club and you in my club, you in my life, I'm extending my resources. I'm investing into you. And I tell people when they come to this club, when you come to this club, whenever you leave for whatever reason, you're going to leave here with more than you came with. Guaranteed facts. This club will change your fucking life. You're going to leave here with way more than what you came with. And what you learn from me is going to last you the rest of your life. And that's priceless. So I carry on with this member in the club. And here and there, giving them advice, building this man, turning this person into a man that his own mama fucked up on. Okay? Failed at. And there wasn't a father in his household. The mom had a step, the mom had a dude, but he didn't connect with him. So he didn't have a man figure in the house, and his mom failed. So I end up, which I'm okay with, trying to turn grown ass people into men. I end up fathering these situations. And so this person, you get to learn people, okay? And a night happened, I started to experience when this person drinks, he gets fucking way out of line. Extremely way out of line, extremely disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful. And some shit popped off regarding his drinking one time. It was ugly, embarrassing, stupid. Had a chat with him on it. Then it happened again lightly. Had a chat with him on it. Then it happened one night with just me and him. And when it happened, I was extremely, extremely, extremely mad. And the only reason I didn't find myself not sleeping in my own bed that night and catching a case was because I had enough shit that I've been through and enough power to be able to apply it to myself to not catch a case that night. And he was 1,000% drunk in the wrong, but being so coherent on his disrespect towards me with his mouth and knowing that we were in public. So I knew the next day was Sunday Fun Day. So I knew he supposed to show up for Sunday Fun Day. So I pull up the next day. I'm still mad as fire. Mad. I had every vision of how I was going to handle this. I pull up. I see him with some bros in the parking lot. I greet my bros. And when it came time to greet him, I didn't greet him. And I'm not that type of person, but I knew that he didn't deserve for me to greet him on how we greet each other. So all I told him was, get the fuck in the clubhouse. So we go into the clubhouse and I lock the door and I lock both doors. And I say to him, I said, bring all that disrespect and all that energy you was flexing last night right here, right now. I said, talk exactly the way you were talking to me in public. I said, these doors are locked and these are some witnesses right here. I said, I want you to flex that same energy. Oh, what are you talking about? I said, man, it ain't gonna happen like that. I said, I'm very fucking upset. And I came here today to basically fuck you up. Yes, you in my club, you my club brother. I ain't ranking no position of who the fuck I am in this, but I'm a man. And what you did last night was fully disrespectful. And what it was over $20. $20. I paid for his valet not knowing that it was already paid for. I find out that night that it was paid for. I ask him for the $20 back. He says, fuck no, I'm not giving you that back. That's how it happened. Out of the blue. I didn't expect that from him. And I was like, what the fuck you mean? Well, I mean, it was paid for. You gave it to me, so it is what it is. And I'm telling y'all, if there was no laws, shit would have been bad. There's a reason there's laws out there. So back to, in the clubhouse. He's trying to pretend like, you know, it's not, like he apologizes. Fuck that. That apology ain't working. Fuck you. You know, what you did was some bitch ass shit. And so he had a knife on him. And so I tell him, take that fucking knife off and put it on the ground. You know. So that's still a grown man. That's still a grown man. Was he supposed to take the knife off? Fuck no. Okay. But what does he do? He takes the fucking knife off, puts it on the ground. And like I said, I ain't ranking on this, me being president or founder of the club. I'm a grown man. You know, did I have something on me? Fuck no. No, nothing. Put the fucking knife on the ground. And now he's not full of liquor. And remember, I don't drink or smoke. And I tell people that. So everything that pops off, just know I'm coherent. Ain't nothing gonna be misunderstood by me. So he puts the knife down. And now I'm seeing, without the liquor, the fear in his eye. And I tell him, what you did last night still got to be squared up. You know? And so my anger is so beyond the red zone. Now I tell him, you know, no. So what I did was, you know, I said, motherfucker, you know, I grabbed him and I snatched his cut off. When I snatched his cut off, I threw it on the ground. And so what am I doing? I'm trying to pull a beast out of his ass. I'm trying to pull a monster out of him. But him being sober, now I'm seeing the bitch in him. And like I said, this club, this lifestyle, it's going to either pull the man out of you or it's going to pull the bitch out of you. So as tough as this dude always tried to act, when shit got real, I found myself being so disappointed that he was standing on foolery and fakery even before the drunk night on how he wanted to act. And so when I snatched his cut off and I threw it on the ground, I lost respect for him. He didn't do a fucking thing. Nothing. And so at that moment, it told me who the fuck he really was. You know? And so what I did was I told him, I said, listen, man, you know, from this day on, in my eyes, ain't no coming back from this. You a bitch. And I'm not going to take your membership. I'm not going to take your membership because of $20. Your disrespect, it ain't going to disappear. But I'm not going to take your membership from this club over $20, you know? And I ain't going to fuck somebody up who ain't even showing no response to holding their own. All this shit I just did to you, man, let me know where the fuck you really at. You a bitch. And so, does this type of language happen in motorcycle clubs? Yes, it does. Yes. Could this have been avoided? Yes. You know? And so, I tell him, you can either excuse yourself for the day or you can take part in this day. And so we carried on. But of course, he was set back within his emotions, but still exercising programming of how we move as a club. That situation happened. Now, fast forward down the road some more. Started to notice that, You'll notice it in these clubs when somebody starts to just run completely out of gas, especially when they were a show-faced person. They will move shit around. They always there, you know, and contributing on things that need to be contributed to financially. They there coming up with, you know, if they got it, a cool idea, you know, and showing up. And you'll know when those people start to run out of gas. And like I tell people, the way you keep something, the way you keep it is the same way you got it. The way you keep it is the same way you got it. So it came to the point where now we need to have a meeting directly regarding this person. And so we have a club meeting. And matter of fact, before this club meeting, there was a slight situation of disrespect, a slight situation. Okay. And so that's what caused the meeting. Now, at this meeting, I tell him, you've exhausted every inch of me giving you a pass with your disrespectful bullshit, whether that be you sober or drunk. You've exhausted it. So what I'm going to tell you today is, you ever slightly disrespect me at any capacity, I'm going to fuck you up on the spot. And I'm saying this knowing I'm going to jeopardize everything that I've been working on in life and building because of some punk bitch motherfucker who ain't got his shit together. So you can either tell yourself, you can tell yourself, he ain't gonna never touch me. Why? Because I ain't gonna never put myself in that position again. Because truthfully, that's the only problem, was the disrespect, which is a big problem. So he could have told himself, and I told him, here's what I told him. I said, you can tell yourself that shit don't apply to you because you ain't gonna never put yourself or me in that position again. And the apology is gonna happen. It's right there. You're gonna apologize. Sorry about that. And it ain't gonna never happen again. And we can keep rocking and rolling and moving forward. Or you don't have confidence in yourself. And you know it's best that you drop your colors and step. Because you know you don't have confidence in yourself. In addition to that, it's a coward move. That means you've come here to run over as much as you can, being disrespectful, and at the same time, kissing ass. Not kissing ass, but at the same time, you know, handling duties, but being disrespectful. Handling duties, but being uncool about a lot of shit. But yet when shit confronted you, now we're going to see the coward. So for you to lay down your colors and step, that means you was just here to take advantage of everything you could until confronted. And I see that as a bitch move. So now that I'm confronting you, I'm just simply telling you again, I ain't kicking you out the club for all the shit that you've done. But what I'm telling you is, you ever disrespect me again, I'm just telling you, man, I'm gonna lose my shit to the fullest. And you just not gonna make it. I'm gonna tell you that. And I'm not going home. So with ease, in a coward type way, he laid his colors down. And at that moment, you know, coming from the streets in your head, you just want to whoop a motherfucker's ass, you know. But me and my club, we stand on pride and respect for ourselves. And so be it. Told him exactly, get all your shit, surrender it right back right now. Every fucking thing you got, surrender it right back. That happened. And he moved on. Okay. Shortly after, I get somebody that told me, hey, I think I seen such and such somewhere with such and such. And I was like, oh, okay, right on. And so I called this organization. I said, hey, I just wanted to touch base with you, man, you know. And so he says, oh, yeah, man, you know, I was going to give you a buzz, but, you know, yeah, he's just around, you know, and we don't do nothing without, you know, reaching out. If it decides to really go that way. I said, okay. For me, the reason was this was a club that I had high respects for. Okay. And I'm like, what the fuck would these cats have interest in this fucking weenie fucking motherfucker? And so recently I seen that he was patched in. And I said to myself, there's the disappointment I was saying. I had more respect for that nation. But to see how some of these clubs are just grabbing anybody now, it just disappointed me. You know? Now, could he perform better in that club? Let's just say possibly. But I'm a believer people don't change, they make modifications. People do not change, they make modifications. Am I jealous or hateful? No. Point blank, I hope that's a fit for him. I'm just, when I started this, disappointed that the respect for the lifestyle of the club courtesy. And all I wanted to do was exercise that part, club to club, you know. But unfortunately, some people in these cases, you then learn how that other club truly feels about you when they don't give you that courtesy call. That's where it comes in, the truth. And now that club only hears that person. So then I say to myself, you know, they deserve that. They deserve that, you know. And I say all that because it lets me know what I could possibly be walking into when if I was to dissolve my club to go to another club. You know, you can't run from the drama. You can't run from a potential bad seed coming through any club. And that's why in this club life, you see cats who will never have respect for certain people because we know who the fuck that person really is not. We know who the fuck they really not, you know? So so much of what I've learned in this lifestyle to reinvent my club is what I'm doing. And what I've seen in people that I do not want to, deal with anymore, because I've learned what a lot of stuff looks like. I could say this. Not too long ago, I had somebody who was prospecting. This person had the absolute worst case of halitosis I've ever experienced in my life. In my life, they took up like a 6 feet perimeter of the worst smell you could ever fucking smell coming out of their mouth. And on the last day of dealing with this person through their prospect, of seeing it's not going to work out, I finally looked into their mouth when I was talking to them, and I saw the most disgusting mouth I've ever seen in my life. Didn't even know somebody's mouth can look like that. It just looked like thick white brown foam was all in their mouth. And this person, was, and again, that was sent. So again, I can recognize what I'm not going to deal with anymore. I want to deal with men with respect and class. And this is what I will not budge from. This is the only way One Down will continue to stay a respected club that moves with class, and we stay in our own lane. I hope people watch this long enough to watch this entire thing, But I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. I will possibly be introducing something under the umbrella of One Down that I've never done before. Okay. But people in these clubs, they do move around. If anybody comes to my club that was from another club, yes, I will look into it. If there's a club out there, hear this. If there's a club out there that is looking to dissolve and everybody's going to break up, but y'all still got life in y'all, contact me. Okay? Contact me. This is your YouTube or Facebook, but just go to onedownmc.com, the number 1, DOWNMC.com. Click contact and just fill it out, and it's going to get right to me. My objective is to rebuild this motorcycle club with class, and to rebuild it with respectful people, to rebuild it with people who know about the bullshit and ain't with it. And if you don't know about the bullshit, we gonna keep you from it. Okay? So thank y'all. This is my longest podcast ever. I did 2 hours and 15 minutes. But this is long because this really means something to me. I have to rebuild this motorcycle club for all reasons. I want to provide something for people to have fun. I want to provide that club that ain't involved with the bullshit. Okay? Point blank, a fun club that moves on respect. That's it. You can handle your private life. You can handle your responsibilities. This is a club. We fellowship on Sunday. You can have your Saturdays with your woman, your wife, your family, your kids. Sunday, make it club day. That's the funnest day. So thank y'all for, man, staying locked in with me for this 2 hours and 15 minutes. And there's a lot more to this, but I just didn't want to say it all. I can't, you know. But for those who do take interest in coming this way, you know, it will be absolutely the best motorcycle club you ever was taking membership in, and the funnest time you ever had, you know, in this lifestyle. You know what? I said I was going to show a picture of James. Let me show y'all a picture of him. You know, and this is beautiful because, you know, I love to see, you know, the support, man. You know, just people who got love for you, and that means something. So thank you, brother. Right there. That's right. That's right. And yeah, he's all the way in Atlanta. Much love, brother. I don't know. I don't know if he's 6'8" or 6'5" or 6 or something like that. My relative said, give him a DP, man. That's right. Not you, but talking about the other situation. Thank you, Spot Bill. But yeah, James, man, thank you for the love. And let me remove that. But yeah, so put the word out there. If you know anybody that's looking for a motorcycle club, okay, Southern California, the closer they are to Riverside, the better. If not, I'm just assuming max 2 hours away, you know, for you to still come in, you know. But and again, your membership is solid, you know. If you beyond that 2 hours, but you built to just, you know, get that ride in Sunday and come back, but for sure, mandatory, you know. We're not in competition with, you know, nothing about, oh man, they don't ride out the state. Well, we got a good brotherhood, and we all love each other, and we all get along, and we ain't fucking dogging each other's name out in front of people, you know. But I want to build this club and rebuild it. And please put the word out there. You see some righteous people, you see somebody that's a good person in their club, and you know that they got about to step out and they don't fucking know where to go, you know, let them know about One Down MC. Carlos Jones, come out to Ensenada for some tacos. I got you. Right on. Terrell, thank you. Yeah, so I hope this message reaches a lot of people. I hope it reaches everybody. And again, I say this, much love and respect to the entire motorcycle set. All clubs are different, but we all have to get along. And there's a club out there for everybody. For everybody. And this is a club that is extremely unique in its programming and its design. And it's very fitting for a certain type of man. Very fitting for a certain type of man. And we're a private club. We don't put our business in the streets. We don't like getting caught up with other people's shenanigans. And we stick to ourselves. But we do pay respect to the lifestyle, and we do pay respect to clubs, you know. And for this club to have built a friendship with, you know, a certain amazing club out there, that says a lot, a whole lot, you know. And that's how we operate. We just keep it cool with everybody. So thank y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. And happy Thursday and Sunday Fun Day. We gonna be out enjoying ourselves. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank you very much. And you will see the progress of this club more sooner than later. All right, y'all. Much love. Thank you. Peace.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you. Come on. Make way for the bad guy. There's a bad guy coming through. Better get out of his way. So say good night to the bad guy. Come on.